Hey everybody, I'm Grandmaster Ben Feingold. This is 5 Minutes with Ben, and I'm Ben. Today we're going to look at a game that was played in Tata steel in round 12 between the Dutch player Max Warmerdam and Vladimir Fedoseev. Fedoseev has a lot of decisive games, way more than everybody else. Lots of wins, lots of losses, not so many draws. This game was no exception. So this position, as you may expect, the engine says it's equal because it's opposite bishops and queen and two rooks and 7 pawns each. Nothing looks untoward. And the engine says d4 is the best move. And then says equal. Okay. And this position, Warmerdam actually made the losing move, missing one of Black's ideas. In fact, making that idea come true, played queen b3. This is given double question mark by the engine, which is a bit harsh. But for an engine, this is an elementary blunder. Probably for 2700 player, it's an elementary blunder. Although Warmerdam is only 2638, so maybe it's a regular blunder. Okay, now Black actually wins by force. White has to resign soon. Black plays the double attack, rook f6, ignoring the hanging b pawn. That's the move Warmerdam missed, because it looks like White's threatening the b pawn, so Black can't play rook f6. But Black has two threats. Black's threatening the rook. Black's also threatening queen f5. Now, if we go back, this is the starting position where White played queen b3. This position, if Black were to move and played rook f6, attacking the rook, and White saved his rook, and Black played queen f5 with a battery on the bishop, then White could play queen e2. That's why queen b3 is such a blunder, because now White can't play queen e2, and White gets crushed. Okay, so after queen b3, which loses the game, rook f6, the engine sees what's going to happen if White plays normally, so the engine plays weird and just gives up the exchange. The engine says bishop e4, bishop takes rook, and Black's winning, but the game goes on. You know, Black has to have some technique with the extra exchange. Okay, Warmerdam didn't want to give up the exchange for nothing, so he took the pawn on b7, typical human move. Queen f5, as I said. Now, you might think, well, White took a pawn, and Black's going to take a pawn. What's the big difference? Big difference is White's getting checkmated. So White played bishop e4, which makes a lot of sense. Queen takes f2. Now, king h1 is the engine move, but if you're a human, that move doesn't make a lot of sense because g3 is hanging and e3 is hanging. So king h1 doesn't look right. And after king h1, it says something like Black is +8. Okay? Because White's king is in a lot of trouble. Pawns are all hanging on the king side. So he played the human move, king h3, and now the engine announces mate. And Fedoseev played that mate. Now, there's a very small chance that Warmerdam saw this when he played queen b3 and thought this was okay. But I don't believe that. I think Warmerdam missed rook f6, queen f5, and must not have liked his position now. And Fedoseev played the ingenious move, the computer move, g5, with the relatively obvious threat of g4 checkmate with advantage. And in this position, Warmerdam resigned because the only way to stop g4 mate that makes any sense is to take on g5. Now, Black sacrifices the rook and plays h4. And Black black is threatening queen takes g3 checkmate, and the engine announces mate. Now, if you're a human, you take the rook on f6 with check, king h6. Now, how do you stop queen takes g3 mate? If you're a computer, you play rook g1 because that staves off mate for an extra move. But if you're a human, you take on h4, and you're like, I'm up a rook, and I'm threatening queen f7, and I'm threatening rook takes bishop, I'm threatening pawn takes bishop. So what's the big deal? Well, big deal is rook g8. Now, black is threatening rook g3 mate and queen g3 mate. So that's it. There's no defense. And Warmerdam saw this, and he knew that Fedoseev saw it because Fedoseev played g5. And after f takes g5, g5 doesn't make any sense unless you play h4. If black didn't play h4, then why did black play g5? Because now black doesn't have any normal move. So Warmerdam knew if he took on g5, Fedoseev would play h4, and then Warmerdam's like, that's checkmate, that's checkmate, that's checkmate, everything's checkmate, so he resigned. If you take the h-pawn, then I can play rook h8, threatening to take on h4 with mate. You take this, and I take with the king, and black's threatening rook takes h4 checkmate. So if you're an engine, you play bishop h7 and you take it, and then you take this, and, okay, it's just silly. But it's mate. So no matter what white does, black checkmates white. So after g5, Warmerdam resigned. That was a very nice finish from Fedoseev to sacrifice his b pawn, win the f pawn, and then see that after g5, h4, he has forced mate on white's king. So a brilliant finish from Fedoseev from a position just 3 moves ago was equal, and the game just ended suddenly. I'm Grandmaster Ben Feingold. Thanks for watching 5 Minutes with Ben. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.